I still might even just say, hey, I think there's a better solution for this, and this, give you my idea, or give my supervisor my idea, and just give them my idea, and maybe see if that's something that they think would be a good idea too, or maybe we could try and compromise to see if something would work out better.
Compromise is good. Can you think of a specific time where you had to deal with conflict with another employee while you were on the job, and how you handled it?
Yeah, so like I said before, at my job at the house, there was a staff who would constantly come in. She wouldn't even debrief the other staff of what had happened on the previous shift, and she would always just go sit on the couch, and she wouldn't really attend to any of our residents, and I felt like it was kind of neglect, and that she really wasn't doing her job there. And sometimes she would bring out her homework and bring out her computer and just be sitting on that the whole shift. And I know she had been mentioned, one of our bosses had mentioned to her before, you're not allowed to do that, and she just continuously kept doing it. So me being able to go to my boss and having that comfort with my supervisor to go to them and tell them, hey, this is still happening. I don't know what you want me to do about it, but I don't know. Some of those situations can be hard, but I think you have to step up to the plate in those situations.
And what was the ultimate outcome after you spoke to your boss about that?
She just kept talking to her, and eventually she ended up moving her to a different house because of her actions. And I don't know if she's still there or not, but
Do you think it was a personality conflict between the two of you that caused that, or do you think it was just purely a matter of her not doing her job?
I think it was just her not doing her job and not really caring about. I feel like a lot of people that worked in that company didn't really care about it. They were just there because it was easy money or whatever, and they just didn't really care about the residents and didn't really have that personal connection with the residents, or didn't really want to just sit around and hang out with them. Just didn't care enough.
Okay. If you found out the company you were working for was doing something that was against the law, like some kind of fraud, how would you go about handling that?
To be honest, I don't know. I guess if it was somebody in the middle that was doing it, I would try and go above them and try and let, somebody else above me know what is happening. But if it was the entire company doing it, I guess I would maybe report it to whatever system I could report it to, if I knew it was happening.
That could potentially put you out of a job too, right?
Yeah, but I think in the long run, I don't think it's right to be in a company that's not following the rules and doing things the way that they're supposed to.
I agree. So if we hire you, obviously you're going to be working with a number of other people. How would you go about establishing your credibility within the team of people that you're going to be working with?
Like I said, I think I'm a pretty approachable person, pretty easygoing, pretty easy to communicate with, and I think just having that personality is just something really easy and helpful, just to be able to work with others.
Good. What kind of techniques and tools do you typically use to keep yourself organized?
During school, I would always use a planner. In some of my clinicals, actually, one of the ladies I was working with at first, she tried using a planner, but then she kept leaving it around everywhere, just going around the clinic, and kept losing it. So she eventually started using a clipboard that she would like hold all of her papers and stuff in there, and then she eventually was able to put her planner in there. And so I think maybe doing something like that, it was one of those clipboards that opens up and you can put all your folders and other books and stuff or other papers and stuff inside of that, and then you could use the clipboard to write whatever notes you needed to on top of that.
Do you feel like you're typically a fairly organized person?
Definitely. I've always been an organized person, writing everything down, any dates, times, everything.
Great. From a personality standpoint, what kind of person do you typically like to work with on the job?
I don't think there's really anyone that I wouldn't necessarily not want to work with. I mean, I think if they're in this field, we're all kind of here for the same reason. We all have the same goals and what we want to do, and I don't think I've ever actually met anybody in this field that I wouldn't necessarily want to work with. But I think everybody in this field is normally a pretty positive person and super easy to get along with.
Okay. So if we hire you, obviously you're just going to be a basic OT for a few years probably. Mm-hmm. Have you thought about any kind of a progression that you would like to see yourself on over the course of 10 years, 20 years, 30 years?
When I first thought about OT, I actually thought about owning my own clinic. But I don't know, like I said, I don't really know at this moment. I just know I really want to work with kids, and maybe somewhere down the road I'll open up my own clinic if I ever get the money enough one day. But for now, I'm just good with just being in a clinic.
And do you prefer to just be one of the workers, or do you see yourself moving up and becoming supervisors and taking on greater leadership roles?
I think eventually I would be able to, but just being a grad student, I don't think, obviously that won't happen for a few years. So, but I would definitely love to take on more responsibility, I think, as an OT. And like I said before, I want to keep building on my resume and add a couple more things to it. So.
Okay. What would you say your greatest achievement outside of school and work would be?
I don't know. My whole life's been school and work. Outside of school and work. Yeah, I don't know. Because I haven't really done much other than school and work since I've grown up.
Okay. So while you were in school, which of the courses do you think you enjoyed the most?
I'm a very hands-on learner, so a lot of the classes, once I got into the OT program, and even like anatomy and physiology, I thought were kind of cool when we got to play with, they had these big model, arms and legs that showed all the muscles and the body parts, and then being able to do dissections and that kind of stuff, I've always been very intrigued by.
Great. Do you feel that your academic record and your grade point average accurately reflects on your abilities and your potential?
Definitely. I definitely worked my butt off for those grades.
Okay. What could you have done differently to have pulled down 4.0 in all your classes?
I guess I've been a social person, so I guess maybe a little less socializing and hanging out with friends and stuff like that, but I don't think that ever really made that much of an effect on my grades. it might have a little, but I don't think it would have been significant enough to make my grades a 4 point versus what I ended up with.
Okay. On a, say, a 1 to 5 scale, how would you rate yourself in the following areas? Say reading and comprehension, on a 1 being really good and 5 being not so great.
I would say I'm a pretty good reader. I comprehend most of what I read, provided that I'm known of the topic and know most of what they're talking about. I'm pretty confident in my reading and comprehension. I would say probably like a 3 or 4.
How about your analytical skills?
I would say probably like a 3.
Okay. Communication?
I would say a 4 or 5.
Okay. What didn't you like? What did you like least about Western Michigan University?
I guess taking exams. Taking exams are obviously not any fun and like studying for them, but that's part of college and that's part of knowing how to learn and learning and the whole experience. But
I think the question is more about the way the school operates or the way the programs are run or something of that nature.
I guess I never really liked how I felt like a lot of the times they wouldn't give all of the information you would need to be able to apply to programs, or I feel like I was sometimes shorted on the amount of information that I would need to get into programs or to get to where I needed to be later in life.
And you think that was a fault of the school or a fault of the advisor?
I think it was a little bit of both. I think the website does give a lot of information, but some of it, I think, like when I had first applied to the program, they didn't have, the website was not even up until a week and a half late, so you didn't even know, you couldn't just go look at the website anytime you wanted, or even just the application to go see what was all on it, just to know what you needed to go out to do to build your application.
Okay. So, if I'm going to hire you, tell me why you would be an asset to our department.
I mean, like I said, I've loved working with kids. It's something I've wanted to do since I was really, really little. I'm great with working with kids. I've babysat since I could remember. I did most of my job shadowing and clinicals were with children. I love working with kids. I love seeing them grow and learn and play and all of that. And I don't know. I think I'd just be a really good fit for you guys and what you guys do here.
Okay. Do you have any questions for us?
I guess how full-time or part-time would you guys have me be? Would I be a PRN to start, or would I be going just into part-time or full-time, or?
What would you rather do?
I mean, I would love to go straight into full-time. I know you said there is some training and obviously learning your guys' facility and all that kind of stuff would definitely need to be done first. So I think after that, all of that, I would love to go straight into full-time if I could.
Well, it's a full-time position, and there will be training involved, probably about a week and a half of training before you start on the floor, and you will be paid during the training program. We also require drug testing program before we can actually offer you the position. Is there any surprises going to show up on a drug test?
Definitely not.
Okay, good. All right, well, I've given you my business card. We're going to make a decision within a week or two as to who we're going to hire. I believe as of now we have 3 positions open, so
Awesome, thank you.
we'll get back with you via email if we need further information or to let you know the results of the interview process.
Okay, thank you so much.
My
It
pleasure.
was super great to meet you.
It's my pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Have a good day.
You too.